Hello everybody, it's Max McAllister here from Traxxion Dynamics tonight, and we have got the warhorse has come back to the stable. So the warhorse has been through its first battle. It's completed its first true X of the United States. It's actually a quarter of a way through its second true X, and Captain Chuck Marble is back. Come on in, Captain Chuck. So
Greetings.
hello, greetings, Captain Chuck. Have a seat.
Hey guys.
Here. So this bike came back, was very, very rugged looking, and I made it, or what I thought was a video, but I blew it. So
I had a few bugs.
there was no video, but the warhorse looked like it had actually been through a war. So good bike. So an hour and a half of elbow grease and water and soap, and the horse was looking more like his original self. So along the way, Chuck's encountered a lot of crazy things, but from the mechanical side, somewhere around Ohio, you had a defective battery. Is that?
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
Ohio?
I ended up at a gas station, and I had a little indication prior, a little bit of a slow start a couple times, and got my gas, got my Gatorade, went out to hop on the bike, and I just got a chugga out of the start. That was it. No start. Nothing.
How'd you get to a motorcycle shop? Did you get towed or?
No. I asked several people that came there, just kind of walked cold up to them and asked if they had any jumper cables. One guy told me in his pickup truck, I've got a dozen sets of jumper cables, but not one with me in the truck. So that's how it went. I bought their last cheap, about the thinnest cord you can have, wire in there, still call it a jumper cable. I bought the last one they had on the shelf there at that 7-Eleven.
Well, which is probably fine for a motorcycle.
It was a good size, and barely, when I took out the plastic off on the battery cover, barely was able to get enough of the positive post.
Yeah.
I had the little protective red, and you must have noticed that that's not there anymore. I got my needle nose and ripped all that out so I could get part of the jumper cables.
Lewis, that electrical connection. Remember I told you about making a jumper bar? There's no way to jump your 2018 Plus on the Goldwing because the positive terminal is hidden behind plastic bodywork.
Well, we had that little battery, and it was charged up. I had all 4 lights, and I thought, well, I'm just going to hook this thing up and start this thing right away. No.
Yeah, we had a lithium power pack on the bike, but I believe that the defect in the battery that came with the bike was bad enough that it wouldn't allow the internal short in the battery wasn't enough to allow even a booster to help
Yeah,
it.
so the sound didn't change, and I left it on there maybe 45 minutes to try to charge it, and it did try to charge. We went from 4 to 3 lights on there, still not enough to turn the engine over. So I finally got one poor customer there after I told him, I'll buy you a set of jumper cables, the last one here, if you'll jump me off on my bike. And he said, sure. Ended up, he said, you keep those cables, you're going to need them again. So I had good ground and just enough of that bolt in there after ripping that plastic off for a good positive. As soon as we hit it, started right up. I took it to the local Honda shop just before they were closing down. I called ahead of time. He said they'd wait there for me. Overhead door, rolled right in there, and they went to work. It was the first 2021 they had seen. So they were kind of drooling all over it and polished up my windshield. There wasn't a bug on it when they were done.
Nice.
They got everything done fine. A new battery in there. The cost was, nominal, and they charged me the extra for that.
Off you go.
They forgot to plug in the heated seat.
Whoops. A very common thing if you're not worked on 2018 Plus Honda Goldwings, the first time you take the seat off, you'll put the seat back on. The cord for the power seat hangs up pretty tight to it. It doesn't actually dangle down like in your face. So very, very easy and simple. No blood, no foul mistake to make. But that leads me to questions of, so you noticed your heated seat didn't work. Tell us about the weather extremes you've experienced. What are some things you've seen along the way?
I'm from Alaska. In the wintertime, it gets a little brisk and refreshing. So here we are out in the U.S. in the middle of summertime. I think, well, it's going to be warm. What do I need all this heated gear for? Man, I'm glad I had it. We had that little pigtail, for the Gerbing heated jacket. I didn't have to put my heated gloves on because I've got heated grips on this thing. So it was pretty good. I forget which pass it was in Colorado. It was 11,000 plus feet. It went over. It was 54 degrees. Not too bad, but you count the wind chill, and I've been a few miles over the speed limit. Let's say.
That's one of the questions.
85 or so. And that wind chill, I was freezing that. So I was very happy to have that Gerbing hooked up.
So one of the questions I get on the internet is, are you in any trouble with your record attempt by exceeding the posted speed limit? Is there anybody that's going to give you any hassle about that?
Well, in Lebanon, I got pulled over.
You got a talking to?
There was a new young officer there. There were 3 officers there, and they were training him. And so I got the good conversation and talking with him. But we got right away into talking about airplanes and motorcycles. And I'm a former FFDO, Federal Flight Deck Officer, so I carried a weapon on my airplane. And so we got into all that conversation while the young guy was doing paperwork. I got away with a warning. So be careful when you go to Lebanon. They're serious about maintaining the speed limit over there. So it was good. Now that's one extreme. That's pretty chilly temperatures up there.
But as far as like anybody, your record attempt, somebody's like, well, if the speed limit's 75 and you're doing 78, is it going to spoil your record? I didn't have any indication of that.
I don't think so.
Nobody's making rules that tight, right?
No.
Now, I do recall one day talking to you where you had been through the desert burning up, and then you woke up, you were in San Francisco or something, and you were freezing, and then later that day as you headed towards San Isidro, you were burning up again. I mean, tell us about the extremes you've experienced in a day.
Bobby, I've seen it one day. I thought, good Lord, it's 110 out there. It indicated on my air temperature, and then I watched it climb to 113. And then eventually I took a photo of it. I'll show it to you. 115 degrees indicated. And for me, that's pretty toasty. I've been to where I've had layers. I've had my t-shirt, my Hoka jacket, the Gerbing heated, and my raincoat on.
Just trying to stay warm.
Trying to stay warm. Wasn't a drop of moisture in the
This
sky.
is all in like 20 days or less. So actually, the Warhorse at present, Chuck, you probably put 750 miles testing and tuning around our area.
And then that first oil change. Yeah.
And then you drove down to Key West, another 1,000 plus miles, right?
Right, for the start.
For the start. So you had close to 1,750 or something before you even rolled up.
1,690.
1,690 is at mile 0 of his trip. So right now you're at 17,600 miles already.
Yeah.
Now, one of my videos I did the other day, I kind of explained why you're seeing him kind of doing the bumblebee effect, flying around into places where you go, well, this isn't really the true X.
Not direct.
Because you're doing Tour of Honor. Tell us about that.
Right, I'm actually trying to overlap 3 items, and one of them I've kind of abandoned. I am still trying to run at 1,000 mile a day pace, but because of the construction, the resurfacing of roads, potholes, bridges, slowdowns, wrecks, you would have to be on a racetrack with nobody out there with you to be able to do that. I know it's impossible, but I'm still trying to stick with the pace. So
Truex, you actually get 24 days.
Truex, you get 21 days for the 4 corners.
21 days.
26 days for the Truex.
Oh.
And the Truex is a version of the 4 corners. So you're still going to Madawaska, Maine, and you're still going to
But you're way ahead of that.
Oh yeah. And then you've got
you're way
San
ahead of
Isidro.
20. You're way ahead of that. Your pace is way ahead of the Truex.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But not up to par for 1,000 miles a day. So
Okay.
But I am, like I said, I'm not abandoning that pace. I just know that actually certifying. I've already got a few of the saddle sores out of the way. We're doing them back to back like that. because I'm adding
The Tour of Honor.
a third item, the Tour of Honor, that takes me way off course, off secondary roads, and a lot of you guys have been there, 45, 35, 25, and there's Barney Fife behind a oak tree. So that in and of itself, you're not running 85 in Texas all the time. So it's impossible.
But you did tell me that you expect, so there's 7 Tour of Honor sites in each of the 4 corner states.
Except for Maine, there's only 4.
Once you pick all those up,
yes,
then you're going to go to more direct, straight line.
I will be straightening out those curves
as the crow flies.
That's right.
And then you will probably get closer to that 11-day or 1,000-mile-a-day pace. I'm going to guess.
I'm going to try to stick with the pace, and we'll see what happens.
So there's been tons of people along the way. Never mind from the supporters. I've never mentioned the haters, right? So there's a whole group of haters out there.
There's a few out there
that just say, well, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's too old. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's never done this. We don't know. He's not listed with the big dogs of long distance riding and all this. And
yeah.
So you guys, a lot of people have already commented what a tough guy he is. I don't think you guys really know. So Chuck actually sleeps next to the warhorse at night in a pop open chair, and
it's a genuine Walmart lounge chair.
So he has not slept in a hotel for 17,600 miles. He stays with the bike. Physically, so you've had horrible trouble with swelling in your lower extremities, right?
Yeah, I'm old, so my feet swell and my legs swell.
Well, but I think anybody would get that. So we're trying to source him some compression socks to help mitigate that. But now he started sleeping with his feet up to help relieve the pressure. But he actually got so bad that his feet swelled so bad he could hardly put his boots on. He had blistering and blood and sores and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I've gone through the rain several times and gotten soaked to the bone without putting on that rain gear. And that
Climb
started the problem.
Climb. You guys, yeah.
Where's my suit?
Where's the suit? So, who's the BMW dealer in Florida that jerked you around?
BMW of Jacksonville.
BMW of Jacksonville.
Said they had the suit.
Remember that. So
I diverted and went over there to pick the thing up, and they didn't have it. They didn't have my size.
Chuck was outbound from when he picked up the warhorse and was going to start the ride. BMW of Jacksonville.
Right.
He diverted to there on the way down to Key West because they promised him they had the proper Climb all-weather suit in his size in stock available. He shows up there, they're like, who are you? We don't know who you are. Where are you coming from? We don't know why. So then he got nothing. They jerked him over and he got nothing.
Well, I bought a $70 BMW rain suit.
Yeah.
Leaks like a sieve.
So BMW rain suits suck. So he contacted Climb. Climb said, okay, we'll have a suit shipped to Traxxion Dynamics. It'll be here. Okay, no suit. So Climb.
July 12th. They gave me a date.
Climb. So now we got to go get on the phone and put the boot up Climb to figure out where his suit's
My long distance riding friends, Jeff and Ken and all these guys use Climb and they swear by it. Just the top of the line. It's the best. But I haven't figured out how to get one yet.
We just need to get one here. So if anybody has an inside contact at Climb, maybe call them up and tell them that we're trying to do something here and they're getting bad press. Cause
I've already paid my money. I'm just waiting for.
He's even paid for it. That's unbelievable. So aside from bleeding feet, horrible blisters, sores, and pain, any other interesting wounds or injuries you might want to tell us about?
No. No.
Yes.
The bug. This happened the first week. I got Neosport on here now. It looks a whole lot better, but I got pictures. Pretty nasty. I'm driving along, having a good time, and it was just a great day. Or evening. I can't recall right now, but I didn't have any rain problems. But for whatever reason, I had my my warhorse windshield all the way down the lower level, and I had my helmet shield up. And a 90-mile-an-hour bug hit me right there.
90 kilometers per hour.
90 kilometers.
Yeah, posted speed limit.
Well, he was coming out. It's combined speed.
Combined speed of
I
90 miles
thought
per
I'd
hour.
been shot. I thought I'd been shot. It hurt so bad. But that went away actually pretty good. The problem was it was itching, as you know, it was starting to try to heal, and I scratched it. My fingers were full of staph or whatever. It got infected. So I've been riding
Dirty
around
hands.
for almost 3 weeks with a great big red sore on the side of my face. But it's been a blast. It's been fun.
Are you still having fun?
Absolutely.
So for all the people who go, oh, well, you know, I know what it's like to ride 1,000 miles a day. There's no way he can do it. I'm an iron butt rider. I'm a tough guy. All these people that are haters, this guy is harder than you. He's harder than anyone you know. He's harder than nails. He's harder than leather. He's harder as a hammer. He's harder than an anvil. He's out there riding his bike, sleeps in a freaking lawn chair with his feet up on the bike. I would never do this. This beyond my imagination.
Yeah, that's kind of Hoka style, and reins. I've got a rain fly, so that works pretty good. I got clamps to clamp that rain fly.
He clamps
on the bike.
a tarp over himself
Yep.
and sleeps.
And it works.
So anyway,
You Hoka guys and gals, you know about that, right, Wendy?
so
Kathy knows about that. Junie knows about it.
So see, these are the people that do this. There's another ride he does. Well, that's another conversation for another day. I want to try and keep this one video kind of, I wanted to give you a moment because he's going to Key West. When he comes back, we're going to try and sit him at a table. You had to get a tire out in Denver at Fay Myers.
Fay Myers.
What, 13,000 miles?
It was going to be...
How many miles on the rear tire?
It was over 12 on that. I've got the actual mileage, but they are so busy, booked for the next week, and they got me in there.
And so look at this front tire, by the way, 17,600 miles.
They got me in there.
Do you think you want to buy a Traxxion Dynamics
I was
shock
out with a brand new rear tire.
You think you want to buy Traxxion Dynamics suspension for your Goldwing? 17,600 miles on the Bridgestone original front tire. So it actually, the tire is smooth and such, but the harder compound area in the center, you're getting that kind of groove worn on either side of it.
No scallops yet.
But so when this is all smooth. So when he passes back through from Key West, we're going to swap the front, mainly so that I think it'll give a better, safer, more comfortable ride. And then he's got another 14 days, right? So he'll do another 14,000 miles before we see him again. So this one's easy for us to swap in our backyard while he's here. So it took me an hour and a half to clean the bike to the condition that I can present it into you today. And actually, there's something that Chuck hasn't even noticed yet on his bike that we're going to show you right here, right now. We'll get his reaction here that I've added to the bike.
More likes on there. Oh, look at that. US True X crossings X.
So we're going to start putting X's on here, like a fighter pilot taking down enemy planes, right? Because Captain Chuck is obviously a multiple lifetime pilot. So every time he gets an X, we're going to put another X on the warhorse. So we've got those on each side so that people can see. We'll keep track as he comes through of all of his crossings. So I was able to. I blew it with the video earlier, but I can promise you wouldn't have recognized this bike. It looked like he took it through a mud bog. It was something.
Oh, you were talking about the fog inside there. I had so many bugs.
So this is interesting. So the Clearwater lights, the bezel on this one would fog and fill with water, but what had happened was so many. But it wasn't because this is a protective cover that you can pop off. But so many bugs had splattered on this and it had been cleaned so many times. The bugs had worked themselves up into the rubber bezel between the protective outer lens that it was just leaving air gaps and moisture could get behind this protective lens. By the way, it was shocking how much frontal impact type stuff the bike had taken. And the Expel film that was applied by the buff guys, it's unbelievable. Tell them about the hail. Tell them about the hailstorm.
Coming down the hill, and it looked to me like I didn't have a rain suit on. It looked to me like it was going to be a little shower. I'm hot. I'm going to drive through this thing, get refreshed. And we hit it, and it ended up being buckets of rain coming down. And slowed down. Everybody was at 5 or 10 miles an hour, cars and trucks pulled off the side. I had no visibility. I had that windscreen all the way down the lower position and my face shield up. And I was focused on some little truck pulling a black trailer. That's the only thing that was keeping me on the road because I couldn't see the edges. I was afraid to pull off from the shoulder because I was afraid I would flip it. So we got through that heavy rains. I'm drenched to the bone. And we get out, we're coming out of the rain, and then the hail hits. Hail coming at us. Ken Andrews knows about the hail. It beat up his Harley. It was hitting me in the chest, and I thought, that's it. I've lost my lights. I've lost the front of the bike. It was hitting so hard. I have not yet been able to find a divot on the bike. I don't know what happened.
That's awesome.
But
So that Expel film coating is pretty cool. So another little niggling thing. It wasn't a big one. The rubber inlays in these Gold Strike grips, which Chuck loves, kind of gave up the ghost, and one of them shot off on him while he was rolling on early on. So we called Gold Strike, and they quickly gave us the replacement parts.
Good company.
Very prompt and super service there. So that was cool. The fuel tank, he's been pure angry and hatred with it. So we plumbed it per the manufacturer's instructions. It has not worked. So we did a total NASCAR replumb here tonight. So the system would not function at all as intended. So Chuck's had several Harleys with auxiliary tanks. We followed suit with what he's known to do. So we've got an inline, a new inline shutoff valve. This is plumbed directly into the fuel tank. The original factory vent is restored. So we were feeding the fuel into the vent. That was just a total full-on miserable failure. So the bike is still looking good. Well, actually, after an hour and a half of detailing to get her back to being pretty. Oh, and now Chuck's new mission is he's abandoning the packet rack for his run down to Florida because he wants to just try the bike lighter weight. So he's experimenting. So he's dumping as much stuff as he humanly can, as he can bear to be without, so that he can just see what the bike's like with a little less weight on it. So that's where we're at. So we're about to put the lift down, and he's probably going to take a nap, I'm going to guess. And he's showered up here at Traxxion, and we got his laundry done. And then he's probably going to hit the road and then head down to Key West, turn right around, and head back towards us. And we'll try and sit down and have a dinner interview. So we're probably going to get him out for a nice Italian dinner when he gets back here in probably 3 days or so. And we'll all sit at a dinner table and do a little chatting. But so it's dark out here in Georgia. It's midnight, actually. And on Saturday night, we've done the best we can to flip him and turn him around. So every time he passes through our shop, this is the golden opportunity for anything that's significantly wrong for us to try and tune up, fix up, or repair. And so that's what we're going to do. Every time we see Chuck, we'll give the horse some love. And actually, we got one more thing I'll show you. We're going to work on a cure for. He likes to, put his feet all around different places to stretch out while he's riding. And early on, putting his feet back up on the passenger thing, the passenger rubber inlay is shot off and blew off in the wind. So I'm going to try and find a way to glue those down and bolt them down through these holes so that, when he wants to put his feet up back behind to just kind of do some stretching and exercising while he's on the bike, we'll be able to do that. So that's one of those other little niggling things we got to kind of work out while we're, like I said, NASCAR style, we tune during the race. We'll get it fixed during the race. So all we have to do is make sure that we're there at the finish line. It's all that matters. Come. So, Captain Chuck.
Anyway, thanks for putting up with
and one more thing. Tell them about the people that come out and find you on the road. How cool is that? Do you like when
Gary
people?
and Teresa came out, and I've got a few pictures of it. I'll try to post those so you guys.
And there's been more than one person that's kind of chased you down that you rode with, right?
Oh yeah.
There's multiple people.
Marcus Willis, just several people I can't think of right
So
off
there-
the top.
so
But
there's
they're
truck
following me, and
stalkers.
They just happen to
There's
show
truck
up
stalkers, right? So it's all good.
at
If
a
you-
gas station or passing me on a highway, and
Well, these
yeah,
people had a
good-
sign that said
and
"Good luck,
Teresa
Chuck."
had a sign. Yeah, she's riding in the back, and she flips around that "Good luck, Chuck" sign. That was really good.
So he didn't know.
I'll put those on Facebook.
He didn't know. So is your Facebook page Chuck Marble?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah.
See, old guys don't know. All right. So we'll try to figure that out when we try to put his Facebook page. So anyway, hey, thanks for watching and keeping track of the Warhorse. If you don't have the link, I'll try. I've been trying on all the Warhorse related stuff to put the link to follow his spot wallet tracking thing. And what you're going to see happen is he can pick the dates of what the tracker is showing. So each time he completes an X, he's going to adjust the date so that you can follow his most recent X. So this X started, each X will always start in a different corner depending on where the X ends up. So this one started in San Ysidro, California. He's already more than a quarter way through. So keep an eye out, follow us. It's been fun. And thanks for watching. And this guy is...
Thanks, guys.
See you soon.
Adios.